We're going to start talking.
All right. Are you filming?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
So you're filming the back of my head.
Pretty much.
Here, why don't you come on the side?
Yeah, you want to
over
come
here.
on the front or something?
I can go in the front and walk
You film
backwards.
backwards and we'll walk forward.
Yeah, I'll tell you if you're going to hit a tree.
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
All right. We're here from Punk Glow Magazine with Keith Morris and Steven McDonald from Off, who are playing here tonight in Chicago, Illinois at the Congress Theater, opening up for Refused.
And it's not really much of a theater. It's more of just a big, giant, cavernous hall.
Yeah.
It would be where you would go to see the orchestra perform the Hall of the Mountain King.
And I'd also, I also prefer the expression supporting rather than opening.
Supporting. Supporting because that's awesome. All right.
Supporting them through their night.
For sure. All right. So the first thing I want to check out is Keith. I know that you have a Germs burn. from
Oh,
the
yeah.
Germs.
Do you have a Germs burn?
I got a Germs burn from Darby.
I
Right
didn't know
there.
that. Let's see, left wrist on the bone. Let's see.
Right there. You can see
That's
it.
cool.
So, have you given any Germs burns? Because, you know, hang on, I got to think about this. Because vampire rules apply to Germs burns. It's like if a vampire bites a person, then that person then becomes a vampire and they can go bite other mortals and turn them into vampires. You can legally...
If I turned somebody into a German, could I turn somebody into a German?
Well, you can legally, according to what I've what I've learned, because I've actually followed up on this, legally within whatever that community is, it's considered that like vampire rules apply, and Keith could give a legitimate Germs burn.
Yeah, but I stopped being a vampire quite a while ago when I gave up alcohol and drugs. And now I'm like moving my bowels on a regular basis, and
You still like the smell of burning flesh. I'm sure there's like all sorts of teenagers that would love to have their flesh burned.
you know
by
what,
you, Keith Morris.
Stephen? I got to tell you this. Probably in a drunken stupor somewhere. Oh look!
Oh, you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Somewhere in a drunken stupor, I'm sure that I have
You've
burned
given.
somebody's wrist.
Okay, so I'd like to, the followers of Punk Globe magazine and online, I'd like to put out a survey. We're looking for the person who has received a Germs burn from Keith Morris. We have free off stickers for you.
Awesome.
As an apology.
Did you?
Yes, so you're going to have to contact Ginger Coyote.
Yeah.
Punk
We'll load her down with some off stickers to apologize for the havoc Keith has caused.
burn skin and
Burn flesh.
That's awesome. So did between?
No, now I need for you to come over here and explain something to me.
All right, sure.
Is it a private moment?
No, this is for Punk Rock Globe. Now, you guys being citizenry, can't even say it. Chicago citizens.
Yes.
Does that mean like Chicagoans?
Do you have a rat infestation?
Probably in the city. We're from like northern suburbs. We don't actually live in the city here. I'd like to. But,
So your rats are the size of, say,
No, they have civilized rats.
If we
And
get 'em.
Cows.
Here they have the dangerous rats.
So
Yeah.
here they do rat tipping. Where you're from, they do cow tipping.
yeah.
Okay.
That's about right.
Yeah.
So between Black Flag or Circle Jerks and Red Cross, like, did you guys ever play any shows with the Germs and hang out with Darby? And like, what was that like?
Well,
hanging out with them?
if Darby gave Keith his Germs burn, I have to assume that they did some time together.
For sure.
Also,
Unless
Darby-
Darby was passed out drunk with a cigarette in his hand, Keith ran up and like put his wrist.
that didn't happen. He did save my life. He kept me from jumping out of the back of a station wagon on the Santa Monica Freeway.
And that's what the lyric in Jet Black Oaks is.
That's
right?
exactly what that's about.
So how has the tour been so far? Is today the last day? Am I right?
Tonight's the last night, yes.
And how's it gone so far with Refused?
I've had a blast. I mean, it's been kind of grueling in sections because we start in Atlanta, Georgia, and drive 16 hours to Washington, D.C.
For some reason, for the last year, every tour we've done, they've taken North Carolina off the map altogether.
Or Virginia.
Or Virginia.
Or South Carolina.
Yeah. But North Carolina seems like the more obvious place to stop because it's right in between. And everybody's in buses, and we're, the humble musicians we're in a van, so we've got to follow that bus routing.
As Henry Rollins would say,
get in the van.
There you go.
It's like, get in the van, but he never said get in the van and drive from Atlanta to D.C. But I guess that part's implied.
Yes, but there's a certain point in their history where, we've all done that drive. We've all done that 16, 18-hour drive to get to a venue where there's the guy at the door, there's the guy behind the bar, there's a guy sweeping the floor, and the guy sweeping his floor has brought his dog along, and that would be it. And the couple that brought photos of their newborn child.
And that when you mean no one showed up? Is that what you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, luckily that's not happening on this tour.
That's good. So how did you guys get on the tour? Did Refuse contact you? Did you know they were touring and contact them? How did this get set up?
They love us. Dennis and David are fans of not only Red Kross and the Circle Jerks and Black Flag, but they're also fans of a lot of the early music and a lot of the early bands that we hung out with and
well, that's what they tell us now.
In merrymaking.
But the thing is, that's what they're telling us now on tour. But what I suspect is that there were a couple agents playing a game of poker about 6 months ago.
Are you talking about secret agents? Or?
Yeah. And someone lost a bet, and that's how we ended up on the tour.
Fair enough. Has there been any super crazy tour pranks, antics that have happened so far while touring with the Swedes?
Oh, there was a surprise. There was a really good surprise. While touring on this tour here?
Yeah.
So, second date, third date, I can't remember what it was, but it was our drummer, the legendary, he's not over there, the legendary Mario Rubalcaba. Just pronounce that right?
Otherwise known as the Chimmy.
The Chimmy, or Chimbot, had his 40th birthday on this tour.
Oh, cool.
And, that's, you have to understand, when you've been on the road for a while, that's a really big sacrifice to agree to do this kind of, it's rewarding work, and we're lucky to be doing it.
Because we have one of the greatest jobs in the world.
We do. There's no question about that. But when you're that far away from your loved ones during an important moment like celebrating your 4th decade on the planet, it's asking a lot of that person. And he didn't...
Even your 10th decade.
Well,
on
the
this
10th.
planet.
Well, hopefully you're still rocking then. But anyway, but what we did secretly was as a thank you to him for coming out on this tour, which he wanted to do anyways. We conspired with his girlfriend, and we flew her out to Montreal, Canada.
Wow.
And the cool thing was, it was only the second or third date with Refused, or third or fourth date, and we thought she was going to make it in time for our set, and we were going to have her come up and be like, surprise!
Sing happy birthday.
And all that
give
jazz.
Everybody little hats.
But we were going to keep it in our little world and not, and not make it, not ask anything of anybody else. But her flight was delayed, but the Refused were like, we're having a surprise during our set. So at the very end of their set, during their darkest song, and then they're like, okay, everybody, we have a little announcement to make. And then they surprised him. His girlfriend came out with it was awesome.
That's cool. So I wanted to ask you...
So he got chuffed.
He did, and he dropped the cake in anticipation of being chuffed.
The Chimmy got chuffed.
Nice. So I wanted to ask you about Red Kross. I know you guys have a new record coming out in August. What sort of inspired getting back together?
Do you know how they
with
got
that?
their name originally?
I don't.
It was
Well, Black Flag told them that the tourists was not a good name for a young up-and-coming
long before
rock band.
Black Flag had invented the expression "corporate rock still sucks," they were hard at work at their major label style A&R Antics, and they said, you know what, you kids, you're cool, you can hang out with us, but a few things got to change. Starting with your drummer, out. Long before Rick Rubin ever kicked a drummer out of the studio. Greg Ginn kicked our drummer out of the band. Well, we did it. We did the dirty work. And they said, and the name sucks. We can't let you guys open for us. Like, oh yeah, we're Black Flag, and supporting us is the tourists. So that's how that happened.
Oh, don't step in that. You guys stepping in that? Oh, come on now.
No.
You're going to step in that, then you're going to go in there and you're going to step all over the stage. The stage is going to smell like shit. You're going to carry it off the stage into the dressing room. The dressing room's going to smell like shit. And then you're going to take it into the van. Oh, dude. No.
They know me a shit boy around here.
So what inspired getting back together with them and doing it?
Well, Red Kross started doing shows like 5-6 years ago. We started a record like 5 years ago, and I didn't have any money to pay anyone to mix it, so basically, and I started making off records and I learned how to mix, kind of. So I just mixed it myself.
And then I know you guys are doing a run in September with a Negative Approach. Do you plan on doing any Red Kross shows after that is done?
Well, Off was thinking of making Red Kross change their name back to The Tourist and getting our old drummer back, and then we were going to support that tour.
And they were going to play Led Zeppelin covers.
Awesome.
Don't step in that. We need to move away from...
So, Keith, what is your favorite joke?
This is a photo of me when I performed here the last time with the Circle Jerks.
Oh, that's what the Circle
during
Jerks?
the Riot Fest.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at that.
And then we played the
Stud.
next night. We played
the double door with the
the
Chromax.
Chromax. Yeah,
God, what an international
that's such a
band.
great shirt.
Thanks, man.
That
Yeah,
is-
yeah, let's just...
Be kind to animals, because animals are our friends, and animals
Hi.
are cooler
Hello.
than human beings. Did you buy that at their show?
No, they sold out. Bought it online.
Okay.
cool.
So, Keith, what is your favorite joke of all time?
Well, there's the Yuppie and the Bear in upstate New York,
Okay, I don't know that one.
and then there's the Yuppie and the Gorilla over at Griffith Park, over by a restaurant called Eat, where you go early in the morning and you can putt to get your golf game on.
Okay.
Where you go to warm up for the big corporate golf.
Surely you know this joke.
Not that I know of.
Well, do you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes for the joke?
All right, we'll do that after. We'll do it after the rest of the questions. I'd want to hear it though. That sounds awesome. So after you guys are touring in September, do you guys plan on doing any more like off music? I know you said you're doing some stuff with Red
Well,
Kross,
Dimitri and I will start writing a new record in December.
but- Okay.
Well, we're
We
also,
have the month of December off.
and we're also going to Australia in January.
Oh yeah, you guys playing the Big Day Out Fest? Is that right?
Yeah.
With the Red Hot Chili Peppers
Or they'd say in Canada, the Big Day Out.
Yeah.
Big
and
Day Out.
the
Big
Killers and the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, who I really want to see.
I want to see the yeah.
Hang out with the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Jeff the Brotherhood.
Jeff the Brotherhood.
They're great. I love them.
It'll be a fun tour.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like them as much as I like Bass Drum of Death.
Okay.
Well, I don't know why we got to compare and contrast.
Well, they're Southerners.
That's true. They're a Southern two-piece. Southern man better.
Southern
Get a
girls got away with their
bass
world
better.
and they show it.
That's a lot of records I got to catch up on now. I gotta add bass to a Jeff the Brotherhood record. I gotta add bass to a Bass Drum of Death record now.
Well, they might already have bass.
I don't think, well, not on their.
They have the
not
bass
live.
drum.
I know they got a bass drum of death, but they've got no one plucking.
Jeff
Plucking
the
it.
Brotherhood has more people now. They've got like an extra guitarist and like 2 backup singers and everything.
Oh, was that on the?
They're like barely a brotherhood anymore.
Was that what they did
Cool
on
band,
Letterman?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I haven't
Yeah,
seen
for their
it.
new record. So I wanted to ask you about a couple releases you did. The single you did for Southern Lord Records, the 2 songs for that. Why was that released on Southern Lord, and what kept those songs off a record? And just talk a little bit about what
Well,
songs those were.
the A-side is Compared to What? And it was written during the American Civil Rights Movement by a gentleman who is obviously moved by the fact that people were being held back and being held down. being told what to do. And the song was popularized by a couple of soul brothers who were big in the jazz world. Les McCann and Eddie Harris. They recorded the track live at the Montreux Jazz Festival, which is a big deal. If you're a soul brother and you play jazz or you play rhythm and blues, that's a big gig for people like that. And what happened was we were going on tour with a man called Trash. We had agreed to do a split 7-inch. Southern Lord said, of course we'll put it out. We love both bands. Why wouldn't we? And at the very last minute, of course, the guys in Trash Talk decided, well, we can't have Southern Lord put it out because they're going to keep all the money, and we need to keep the money.
Well, I think they were also maybe a little bit like, you know, this band's new, this off band, and they might not be that cool. So maybe we want to think twice about being like photographed in the same. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea.
Now, you're talking about Trash Talk. You're not talking about Southern Lord Records.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the other band. I'm talking about the other band that pulled out the last one. So I don't know. It's actually very, for us, it's mysterious what it is.
And then the split with the Melvins that you guys did. What was the song for that one?
Oh, that's, yeah. I haven't heard that. I got no reason to complain.
You got to be getting ready to behoove you.
Was that a cover?
Yes. I don't like that. I like honey. And I like bees. I just don't like when they're hanging out and hovering and flying around, wanting to look for a place to stick their little sticker, their little stinger.
It was limited to maybe 500 copies, and it sold out, I think, within a day.
Oh, the Melvins split.
Yeah.
That's a cover tune, right?
Yeah.
Or what? Yeah, whose song was it? I forget.
That would be the Alarm Clocks.
Okay.
A band from Texas. Punk rock garage band from Texas back in the 60s.
Hey, I gotta go set up my bass amp.
Okay.
You guys are. I can leave.
Did you have any other questions that you wanted to ask him?
Not specifically for him.
Well, what about, weren't you going to ask him what his favorite color underwear, or if he could, like, purchase underoos, what superhero he would want on his...
Well, you took the question right off the page, right? Didn't you?
Answer those questions right now, and then you can go set up your chair.
You know, I don't know. Silver Surfer underoos.
Nice.
And,
from the Fantastic Four?
was he in the Fantastic Four?
He was sort of in the Fantastic Four.
He was like, yeah.
He was an evil guy that turned good.
Well, he was. I think he was pretty cool. And then
You like Spider-Man?
And I like
or the Hulk.
Rainbow sherbet is my favorite flavor. Frozen dessert. All right.
Awesome.
Good to
Thanks
meet
so much,
you.
Steven.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
And hi, Ginger Coyote.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you, Keith.
Have a good
hey,
day,
good
man.
to meet you too.
Thanks.
All right. I wanted to
Like your work. Keep up the good work.
I wanted to ask you about one of the lyrics in the song "Cracked," where you say, "Hardcore karaoke retirement home." I asked why. He said no. Is there a story behind that? What's that based off?
There's a very long story behind that. That's another one of those, like the 15-minute joke that you want to hear at the end of the conversation.
Sure.
I've been very fortunate to have been able to play music and be a part of this for as long as I have. And I've experienced some really amazing situations. And I've also been a part of some real fucking royal, flaming, unhinged, unadulterated, no stops, pull the stops, bummers.
Yeah.
Just don't even throw up any red flag bummers. That situation is a true story involving some of the characters that I've participated within musical organizations. Anywhere from Black Flag to Red Cross to the Circle Jerks, Bad Religion, General fucking Principle. There's a whole list of these characters that think that you're just supposed to roll out the red carpet, fucking polish their shoes, lick their boots, get down on your hands and knees and just worship everything that they've done.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always work that way. You know, when you get poked and you get jabbed and you get prodded and you get kicked a couple of times and you get rolled into a ball and pushed down the hill, when you come to, like that little dog on the cover of his, on the front of his t-shirt.
Yeah.
Look at that cute little dog. Would you want to make that dog mad? Because that dog looks like if it gets angry enough, it's going to bite you.
Yeah.
And you don't know if that dog has had its rabies shots.
Sure.
Who wants to foam at the mouth? Who wants to go into epileptic seizures? This is Andrew.
How you doing?
Andrew
Hey.
played in a band called The Explosion.
Okay, cool.
Great band from Boston.
Right on.
Sweet.
Fucking Keith Morris right here.
Yeah,
Hey
man.
Keith, the new set time. No one at the told me our new set time is 7:20 to 8:05, not 8:35 like originally planned. If you have any guests that are coming, just let them know.
I don't know how to do that. Why did they change everything?
I don't know, and I don't know when to talk to me about it. I still have the old sheet from like a week ago.
Well, that's nice of them.
Yep, 7:20. I'm gonna put this up in the room.
Are we still parked over?
Man, still in the same spot.
Okay.
So the new video that you guys have for Borrow and Bomb, and I got news for you, has Dave Foley in it, who I've loved since a kid. How did you get him to
Kids
act
in the
your
Hall.
video?
Dave Foley is a really amazing character.
Yeah, he's really funny.
And he had a day off. There's that word again, off. The gentleman that was making the videos had Dimitri contact Dave Foley. We had originally contacted Henry Rollins, who's filming for National Geographic. He has a new show on National Geographic, the History Channel or whatever channel that is. I was going to contact Jack Black, but Jack Black, his band Tenacious D's, they were on tour in Europe or somewhere in the United States. So, the 12th hour is approaching, and Dimitri comes up with the brilliant idea to contact his friend Dave Foley. Dimitri had made a movie with Dave Foley, made a vampire movie.
Suck. Yeah, I saw that
There
movie.
you go.
I
Yeah.
forget he was in that. That's cool. That's awesome.
So Dave Foley said, sure, I'll do it. Teen Talk.
That was I loved it. That was an awesome video. Do you have any specific memories, stories, relation to Chicago? Playing in any bands?
Not really. It's a great city. I've been through here so many times.
Sure.
It's difficult to. We played with the Dead Milkmen. The Dead Milkmen opened for us when we played at the Metro. We came through here once where we played an art gallery, and if you can hear the trains in the background,
Yeah.
we played in an art gallery. Now, I don't know who came up with this swell, totally wonderful idea, but we played in an art gallery on the second floor next to the train track. So every time the train came barreling down the track, you had to take a step back. You couldn't hear the band. You couldn't hear any of the music. The bartender couldn't hear anybody ordering drinks. All of the conversations looked like everybody was just in this talking mode with nothing coming out of their mouths because the train was so loud.
That's crazy. Is there anything else you'd like to say, preach, or promote?
Well,
to-
we would
to the
like
people
to,
of the world?
all of the guys in the band would like to take this opportunity to thank Ginger Coyote for her wonderful magazine, Punk Rock Globe. We would like to thank you in your Stooges 1969 t-shirt. We would also like to thank you in your Flaming Lips Be Kind to Animals t-shirt. And we just want everybody to have a good time, get loose, jump around, shake their asses, enjoy themselves, and don't get caught up in all of the wild, wacky bullshit that's going on. You know, it's great to be serious. There's a time to be serious, and there's a time to just like go to the place and jump around, jump up and down, let off some steam, but don't do stupid things. Be smart.
Sure. Thank you so much for coming out to interview. Before you leave, can I get a picture with you?
All right, thanks, man.
Bring it down here. All right.
Okay, hold on.